I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wigiana. I got your wig.
Where is she? Where's the ladies' room?
Oh my God. Why the ambulance?
What happened? How did that get like that?
Deborah, do a drink on Candace.
She threw a drink on Candace, but she hit me in the head.
What happened?
Look, Ashley, you may try to gaslight the audience, but I cannot let you gaslight me. You and your forehead will not get away with this travesty that has happened on The Real Housewives of Potomac. That hasn't turned into the Love and Hip Hop of Potomac in this bitch with all these rumbles. Okay? This is supposed to be a show of elegance and class, and we are rumbling in the club. This is too much for me. But who did I blame? Miss Ashley Anna, the bitch who's playing victim, or not victim, but she's sitting there confused talking about what happened when she was standing right there. Girl, you were there. And I know some of you guys will be like, what the fuck, where's that clip at? Well, it's in the clip that I can't show due to violence and me not wanting my channel shut down. Okay, yes. But basically, from the clip that I saw, Miss Ashley was there, and she was there helping Miss Candiana not throw a bottle at Miss Deborah, who threw a drink at her or tried to throw a drink on her. But Miss Kiana, whatever, Miss K, got in the middle and then started mushing Miss Deborah, and they ended up on the floor. So that's what happened. And Miss Ashley is acting like she didn't know what happened when she was standing right the fuck there, bitch. What, girl? And on top of that, what the fuck did you think was going to happen when you invited this messy asshole who is known, or, yeah, who you know has problems with two girls on the castmate. Girl, somebody's fucking with my song. Look, let me start over. Why would you invite Miss Deborah when she has problems with your cast members and she has made up rumors on their husbands?
I don't know, Deborah just, when I grabbed her, I picked her up and she was like, one of Wendy's friends.
Like I said, I don't know why she needs anything explained to her because the bitch was standing right there. I don't mean to call you out of your name, but it's just the gaslighting for me. Like, okay, that shouldn't excuse me to call you out of your name. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But I'm just confused, or not confused. You're confused in this bitch, and you're confusing me. Or you're not confused. You know what you're doing, Miss Ashley. You're trying to gaslight us when you were standing right there, and you know your friend came to be messy in this hoe. Or maybe you didn't know she was going to come to be messy, but she has had messy behavior, and she's not even a cast member. So clearly, she's doing all of this mess on your behalf or trying to get on this show. I mean, the stuff with Wendy's husband, Candiana's husband, and now she comes to the club, and now she's in a fight. And I'm not trying to victim shame as she was in a fight, or I shouldn't say she's a victim of the fight because she started the fight by throwing a drink on Candiana, which she admitted. But now you go, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm a little upset, but I just want to clarify, I don't condone violence, and I'm not trying to say that just because Miss Deborah came to the fight, it automatically, or not the fight, just because Miss Deborah came to film, that doesn't mean she automatically gets the right to get beat up. I'm just saying, what did you think would happen when you invited Miss Deborah, who is so eager to start mess? So it's clear she'll do anything to get camera time. And look what has happened.
I'm not doing this no more. I'm pissed. This girl has no reason to have that.
Asking to talk to her mom.
I know you are. But let's put her first. Let's do that. I need to see nearest hospital. She's going to be all right.
Get that raggedy bitch the out. You're right. Get that Sesame Street ass bitch and don't come back.
Bitches want to call me ratchet and ghetto. Meanwhile, their favorite show is on the brink of turning into Love and Hip Hop, okay? Not Kiana. Why do I keep calling her Kiana? What the fuck? Why is Kiana bandaged up? My God, she was really mushed, and she was the one who knocked first. You're gonna knock first and get bucked on the floor? You got glass mashed upon your forehead? You wanna let her do that to you, Miss K? I'm playing. I'm not condoning violence. And I'm not trying to shame them in their fighting abilities. I'm just saying, like, oh my God, this is really not elegant, not classy, as I said earlier. Now, as we move on from losing the elegance in class, I just wanted to say, Miss Candiana, why are you not in the bathroom checking in on your good girl? The fight is over. Deborah got mashed. Well, technically, it looks like I just said again. Hold on. Well, I didn't say again. My mouth is confused for a second. Let me start over. Like I was just about to say, or as I just said in this bitch, you saw Miss Deborah already get into the fight, and technically she did beat up, in my opinion, because the one leaving bandaged is Miss K. But anyways, she did beat up Miss K, and Miss K got into a fight on your behalf. So why are you not in the bathroom? Or I don't know that Miss K got in a fight on your behalf, but that's just what it's coming off as. Because Deborah meant to fight you, and somehow Miss K is in the middle of it. But anyways, why are you not checking in on your good girl? The fight is over, and if you were going to do something, you would have done it by now, and you have not. So stop acting like you are going to do something now in this moment.
And don't come back. Why, Grover? And don't come back, you cock.
But I know tensions between Deborah and Candace have been, like bubbling for a long time.
But what's the name jumped in it though? So
I
she
know.
should have stayed out of it.
Hold on. Okay, let me stop singing first of all, because this is not a variety show. And I know you guys didn't come to hear me sing. I'm so sorry. But I just wanted to say, Ashley, you playing dumb is just really tiring. And I want it out of my face. Actually, I want you out of my face. I was saying I wanted your antics out of my face. But how about we wrap your ass up in a bow and fire you? We have fired now. I'm getting ahead of myself. But now we have fired Candiana. Or not fired her, but she has left, or whatever the case may be. She's gone, okay? And Miss Robbie Anna is allegedly gone. Miss Ashley, she needs to go. Because what storyline does she have besides rubbing Michael's feet? Yeah, I was trying to think of something else. Oh, and this little piss-ass clothing line. I'm not trying to play your clothing line, but like, girl, ain't nobody buying no GNA. What the fuck is GNA in the first place? Okay, and I'm not a fashion king, as you see clearly, but I'm just saying, like, I don't look to Ashley or Jazelle for fashion sense or advice or anything fashion related, so why would they come up with a quote? Okay, anyways, back to my point. While her friend is correct of Kiana jumped into a fight that didn't involve her, it wasn't meant for her, Ashley, you're the one who invited Miss Deborah, who you knew had issues with these ladies, okay? While, yes, these ladies should be grown enough to not fight, you should have known something was going to pop off, and your good girl started something first. So, yes, you should be feeling oh so motherfucking bad. I'm here for Ashley getting her motherfucking lashings, okay? Again, this is not all of her fault, but she should have known better in this bitch, and she's not getting off any motherfucking hooks, okay?
Deborah is my homegirl. She really has held me down and been supportive of me so much over these last couple of years. So even though we're not together romantically, because we talk about the kids all the time, it doesn't feel any different.
What's that saying, like cheaper to keep her?
And I don't have Candace at the forefront of my mind when I think about Deborah. Everyone involved in this situation was an adult, number one. So while they were my friends, I'm not taking ownership or responsibility for their behavior, because I don't need to. Don't like what happened, and to see what happened to Kay was heartbreaking to me. A lot of people ask why I asked if the cameras were still rolling while we were filming, okay? And I want to say that the reason I asked that, sorry, I just got a WhatsApp from somebody, sorry, got a little distracted, okay. The reason I asked that is because when we're filming, we can only play cleared music. And our event, which, first of all, major shout out to Zebby's Garden and Mayflower, which is a club in DC. They really hooked us up. They did everything they could for us. No one could have anticipated the events that transpired that night. The club is not at fault. Like, they were amazing. So the reason that I asked for the cameras to rolling is because when the cameras are up, we can only play cleared music. And I want to give props to Bravo and Truly Original, our production company, because the music has gotten a lot better, okay? It used to be karaoke beats. Now we got some bops, okay? But still, people were like, hey, like, are we gonna get some different music? Because our event went a little longer than anticipated. So we were like, okay, y'all. So I'm asking, can I tell the DJ to start playing some Drop It Like It's Hot music? That's what I wanted. Everybody wanted to clap some cheeks, you know? Which, oh gosh, let me take that back. That's not what I meant to say. But you know, everybody wanted to dance, okay? So that's why I asked that. That's clear music is music that has been approved by Bravo and Truly Original. So that's it. That's the only reason I asked that. That's actually not a spoiler. It's not brought up at the reunion, so I can address that now. But that is the reason that I asked, are the cameras still rolling? Because we wanted to play some different music. I had no other intentions aside from that.
I've grown to really like Kay, and I care about Deborah as my friend. I don't really know what transpired before, because what she says is you were talking about her or something, and you were calling her vermin or the help.
Candace got into an argument with the girl. The girl threw a drink at her. Candace grabs a champagne bottle. So I grab the bottle, and then I'm holding on to her, and we're all over the place. And I'm like holding on to her like this, trying to, you know, keep her.
Why did she grab a bottle though?
That was her reaction when the girl threw the drink.
Clearly your friend came with an agenda.
A level of trust in this group, Ashley, I'm gonna put it out there, has been destroyed.
So clearly, Miss Deborah's ass was wanting to say something to Miss Candiana. I mean, she's been making posts all on social media about being called a cookie monster and so on. So what did you think would happen if they didn't see each other for months and now you have this event? They're both here. Do you think they're not going to say anything? Do you think your messy ass friend who is making up lies upon their husbands, when I say their, I mean Miss Wendy and Candiana's husbands, did you not think something was going to happen, especially when your friend is Queen of Mess? Or maybe she's not the Queen of Mess because you are, but your court jester, you didn't think that she was going to start mess? And look what happened. So I'm here for the lashings. Again, no, Ashley should not take all of the blame for the fight, as everybody should be able to control themselves, but you should take some part of the blame, bitch. I'm not here for you playing dumb to ask why these bitches were fighting.
Thank you. So pretty. Oh, so congratulations on your house.
Oh, thank you.
You changed it up a little bit. Ciao. Now, why is the liar?
So apparently when Chris was talking to Deborah, I guess Eddie like came over, and the consensus seemed to be that Eddie was like being flirtatious.
You have never met this man before. No. First time I met him. And then Eddie, I think that's the name, Happy Eddie comes over. Yeah. Who's Happy Eddie? Wendy's husband.
You have always made me feel like another. I hold you in a very special place. I want you to know that. But sometimes, Ashley,
It's fair.
Go ahead. I have questions with everything that transpired with Deborah.
I introduced myself too. He said, oh, hey, Deborah, you know, how are you? He was very flirty. If I didn't know he was married, I wouldn't have known. Next time I see him, we'll have a longer conversation.
So number one, part of why you may not see that I am trustworthy fully is because we just don't really spend the time together.
Wendy says that Jazelle should have been the one to bring up the Eddie rumors to her and not you, Ashley.
With Jazelle, the same way she wanted to have the conversation with me at dinner, if you really were hearing these things, why didn't she do this?
Do you look back on this now and think maybe Jazelle should have had the discussion with her?
No, ultimately, the conversation was had between Jazelle and I at the same time. I was a part of that conversation as well. So I also have a responsibility, I feel, to have a discussion with Wendy. I don't know why it would only have to be coming from Jazelle when, again, both of us were a part of that.
Jazelle and Wendy had a friendship. They had a rapport. They were close. Wendy referred to Jazelle as her big sister. So, yeah, I expect Jazelle to be concerned. But please, pray tell, help me to understand, what does forehead have to do with any of this? What does Ashley bring to this situation? Like, why are you emoting Jazelle to Ashley, of all people, if you are concerned?
We haven't really had instances where we, you know, like kiki and do things, you know, with our kids or whatever. And
I invited you to Cameron's birthday party.
I know, and that's fair. Yeah. I will say that in that vein, so only because I talked about it with Nika. We just I was talking about you, how esteemed you are, how professional you are, and this and that. I told her that you were a doctor. Wendy, Dr. Wendy. Wendy and I are friends.
Wait, so Dr. Wendy, is this medical doctor?
No,
okay.
It's a PhD.
Okay, so Doctor of Philosophy.
I thought it was a little, I was okay. I didn't know that was
No, I'm a doctor of philosophy.
I respect it.
What only less than 1% of the world has.
I respect it immensely.
Hi, I'm Wendy Osefo. I am a visiting assistant professor at the School of Education.
Is an education professor at Johns Hopkins University, and she's a doctor. So Dr. Wendy, we are going to start with you.
Wendy Osefo is the definition of an accomplished woman, a professor, political analyst, and entrepreneur. She made headlines for earning her PhD in public affairs and community development from Rutgers University, the first black woman to do it in the university's history.
You are a lawyer. Your
I
husband's
am.
a doctor, right?
Yes. So do you practice law? I do practice. I'm in-house counsel for a prominent fintech company.
And then I guess there was this article about you or something being OSU or something.
The families that give up their children are considered OSU.
Okay.
And it's literally been abolished, you know?
It's been abolished.
Osu is something from ancient gods in Nigeria. My family is not that.
Okay.
Right? And it basically is people who are considered outcasts. So the fact that you came to Cameron's Siffancy, if you're an Osu.
The Gales.
Yeah, the Gales.
Gales.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
If you're an Osu, no one would come to your events.
I see.
No one would be around you. It's forbidding. So yes, it is a bad thing.
Feel about the nicknames the Pool Boy and Jack Harlow?
Josh was actually really offended by some of the things that Wendy had said about him.
He's offended by being called Jack Harlow?
No, when you said that dating him was a lateral move from Michael.
What is your response to Ashley saying you can suck it and watch what happens later? Jack Harlow and Josh.
Oh, regarding your comments about Jack Harlow and Josh.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I think that speaks to how deplorable and just lack of thought process Ashley has towards the whole situation.
Ashley, what did you think of Wendy calling Josh Jack Harlow and saying that you can do better than him?
Josh survived cancer when he was 27 years old, okay? And he is now 30 years old. He's very accomplished. Wendy has no idea what he does for a living. And the man stared death in the face, okay? With thyroid cancer. So if anything, I think he's a very impressive young man.
He even tried to invoke the cancer of it all to seek sympathy, and that's not what we were doing. It was just light shade. It didn't warrant all of that. And so, I wish Ashley well, but I never thought it was wrong for you to say to your friend, oh, I think you could do better. I think that's actually a compliment. So for her to now take it to this level, it's odd.
What's your response to how Wendy spoke about that on Watch What Happens Live last week?
It was a little surprising to me that Wendy said those comments in the first place that she said in her confessional, because that's not the energy that Wendy was saying to me to my face. For someone who I consider to be my friend, I would really think if you really thought oh, this guy really isn't of the caliber or whatever, then maybe you'd say that. But to say that for the confessional chair, it really showed me that Wendy is two-faced. And so I didn't appreciate that at all. If you really felt that, you'd stand 10 toes on that and be like, girl, if you want to say this is a lateral move or whatever she said, then, just be a woman and say it to me. So I was just really, it pissed me off. I actually didn't even watch her Watch What Happens Live episode. I didn't really care to see it. Of course, I heard that she talked about me, called Josh a rented boyfriend. There are some other conversations that Wendy and I have had where she brings up things that her husband has been involved in to try to justify her talking about Josh. They're apples and oranges, things that she really has no justification to say. And also the fact that she doesn't even know Josh. She doesn't know his story, who he is, what he represents. And he's new to this platform. He doesn't know any of this. And you just go in on him like that's low-hanging fruit. And that's really stupid of you.
He'll be okay.
You have no remorse. He's a very good guy. And all his friends have been texting him oh, I can't believe she said that about you.
Do you know how many things you have said about my husband?
What did I say about your husband?
Just because,
what did I say about your husband?
What is she said about it?
Let's start with when Ashley woefully brought a rumor that she knew was a lie about my husband.
You mean the blog that someone else wrote that again I didn't write?
Wendy says that Jazelle should have been the one to bring up the Eddie rumors to her and not you, Ashley.
With Jazelle, the same way she wanted to have the conversation with me at dinner, If you really were hearing these things, why didn't she do this?
Do you look back on this now and think maybe Jazelle should have had the discussion with her?
No, ultimately, the conversation was had between Jazelle and I at the same time. I was a part of that conversation as well. So I also have a responsibility, I feel, to have a discussion with Wendy. I don't know why it would only have to be coming from Jazelle when, again, both of us were a part of that.
Jazelle and Wendy had a friendship. They had a rapport. They were close. Wendy referred to Jazelle as her big sister. So, yeah, I expect Jazelle to be concerned. But please, pray tell, help me to understand, what does forehead have to do with any of this? What does Ashley bring to this situation? Like, why are you emoting Jazelle to Ashley, of all people, if you are concerned?
I was mad at Ashley too. So don't sit here and woe is me. You spoke about the father, my children, my husband.
Okay.
Sit there
You
and
need to
sit with it.
Take it up with the
Sit
blogger.
with it.
Take it up
You
with the
brought
blogger.
it.
So if you're really concerned about your friend, then go to her friends. Hi, hello, me. Okay, like, and I didn't even know this was happening, but you wait and talk about it with the #1 mess maker in the group.
So she went to Ashley, and she went to Ashley twice. Like, you went to the same person twice because you knew she would carry that.
Yes.
She knew what she was doing. She
You
went
was
to
carrying
the
a
same
baby
person
and some
twice.
mess.
She didn't go to Robin. She didn't go to Candace. You went to the same person twice. And you did it on purpose.
And if Jazelle truly was concerned about Wendy, she should have pulled her aside. This was not a moment, though, that needed to be a part of us. It should have been a part of Jazelle and Wendy, woman to woman.
I agree wholeheartedly. That should have been a one-on-one conversation.
I should have been the one that talked to Wendy before Ashley. 100%. I own that. However, for the millionth time, none of this was malicious. None of this was shady. It wasn't mean. The reaction that Wendy had, I didn't see that coming. It didn't make any sense to me.
For her to have that type of reaction, it was shocking to me. It was very eye-opening for me. And it really just made me look at her completely differently.
You want to fire shots. Baby girl, I got the mother bazooka.
The fact that Wendy hasn't said, you know what, Jazelle, what was the conversation with you and Ashley was shocking to me. Cannot believe she did not want to have that conversation with me. Because if she did, she would have been fine. It would, I would have told her, like, girl, this was nothing.
I really thought that it was going to be something that we would have like a little kiki of. Considering that, it's something that is very similar to something that I went through, I do think that it makes sense that we would have that talk. Just laugh about it or anything aside from what happened. I mean, literally, World War III transpired, and I was like, oh, what?
Moving on.
You're reaching.
Moving on.
You'll be fine.
Josh is a great young man.
And my husband is amazing, and I'm still married to him. Good luck with
Beautiful
you and Josh.
for you. I haven't said shit
Good
about
luck
Eddie.
with you and Josh.
I never said shit about Eddie.
You brought rumors about mine.
Is Eddie still a lawyer? Is he still practicing
yes,
law?
he is.
I never said that.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Miserable.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Happy as a clam.
Amy from Delaware said, Ashley, we usually love your messiness, but something felt different this year. You were mean and downright nasty at times.
To whom? Can we elaborate?
Hello. To Stacy, to me.
Okay,
to
let's...
Wendy.
No, we were not shocked.
Do you regret that?
I have apologized for that.
I can admit that I was maybe a little hot in the pants with what I said about Wendy. And when I thought about it later, it wasn't the time or the place. And honestly, I said it lightheartedly, but I realized that this is in no way a lighthearted situation for Wendy. So I do want to say that I'm sorry for how hot I came for Wendy. And I mean it. Over here, babe. Right. I tried to talk to you backstage. You didn't want to talk to me, so I received that. No. And I'm simply saying what I need to say, and I mean it. And you can either take it or not, and I will not.
What went down with you and Wendy after BravoCon when she refused to talk to you backstage before your panel?
Good question, Anita.
Nothing happened. And my apology that I gave to her was to her children more than anyone else. And I stand by that apology. And Wendy can also go kick rocks.
Finally, Wendy. It's crazy because watching this season, you would never guess that this is where we would end up. Or maybe you would. I don't know.
Okay.
Depends on the lens you watched it from, I guess.
Precisely.
Are you in touch with Wendy?
No. So Wendy and I had an interaction at BravoCon, and when I did a show at Mr. Henry's in DC, someone had asked me, it was actually the day she got arrested.
Yeah.
And someone had asked me like, oh, how are you feeling? And I made a joke, which in hindsight was probably a little too sensitive at the time. I went a little hard on it, you know. So I acknowledge that.
Okay.
So when we went to BravoCon and I was like, hey, I just want to say that I'm sorry for how hard I went, how heavy it was, mainly because of her children. Her children are able to read and see and hear things.
Yeah.
So my apology was really directed toward her children. And, you know, of course she got a little nasty about it, and that's fine, but that really doesn't change the facts of the matter, so.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Similarly, when I saw Wendy's mugshot and she was smiling in the picture, you are literally laughing in the photo. I'm like, this is not real. I made a joke. Wendy, it felt like a joke. So for me to make a joke that, hey, you've made jokes about people in this group.
Not anyone that has been locked up. Even when Karen was, I was probably one of the only people that did not do that to her.
I didn't know the severity of your situation. Truly.
Okay, so you do not apologize to her.
No, it's to her family, to her children.
Okay.
They are innocent bystanders in all of this.
Okay.
Not a rock.
Okay. And you did, what are you apologizing for again?
Because at my show, I made some jokes. The day that she got arrested, I said that Zinwin was in the pen.
Oh.
Yeah.
How you view me has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with you.
But I don't vilify my accomplishments.
Because you don't have none.
Bullshit, bitch.
Okay.
Bullshit,
bitch. If you had something, you probably would.
I have one social security number.
Josefo and her husband Edward arrested, facing over a dozen counts of insurance fraud. It all started, court documents say, when the couple reported a burglary at their house in 2024, claiming thieves had stolen more than $450,000 worth of jewelry, clothing, shoes, and other luxury goods, then submitting claims to insurance. But officials now say many of those items weren't actually stolen at all.
So I don't care if she's a real housewife, fake housewife, or whatever she is, we would have handled it the same way regardless of who she was.
One key item, Wendy's engagement band. According to court documents, Edward reported it stolen and recovered more than $4,000 from an insurance company. Then, the pair accused of submitting that same ring to a different insurer. Officials say it was social media that raised even more red flags. Josefo allegedly seen wearing that same ring in an Instagram post made after the alleged break-in.
Our investigators start to scour social media and look at specific items that Mrs. Josefo regularly wore, and it wouldn't have been difficult to see some of those items on her after this incident took place.
In one email, according to court documents, Edward seemingly asking Wendy to pad their insurance claims, asking if they had, quote, additional high-value items we can add to this inventory listing, adding, I'm trying to get the total to exceed $423,000, which is our policy maximum.
It never said that.
That's what it says
never
online.
said that. And
So
if you
again-
had accomplishments, you would speak of them.
All the things I want to tell you, we've been through it all, but we rise, not fall. And baby, right from the beginning, we've been through thick and thin, and now we're back again. Coffee and love taste best when hot. That's how we started, and we won't stop.
Ashley, something that really got people riled this season was your smooch with Charrisse's 27-year-old son. Let's learn more about her love life, including a rendezvous with Charrisse's son, Jackson. Okay, so he made the first move.
He did.
And we'll describe when he came in for the kiss, what was going on in your head?
Well, when we touched hands, when I took the key from him, it was electricity. Jackson came in to use the bathroom, and then as he was holding his hand out with my key, I went to take my key, and then he grabbed my hand and he pulled me to him. Yeah, I saw a different side of him that night.
You're playing with my son.
No. I think we just sort of needed a little comfort in each other in the moment.
Okay.
And if it didn't end at the kiss, you'd be okay with it?
I gotta digest on this one.
Fans felt it was inappropriate, and Charrisse also spoke out about it publicly. She said it made her feel uncomfortable.
When she told me, she said that my son initiated it. So I can't get mad. Everyone was expecting me to go crazy.
Right.
But if my 25-year-old son initiates a kiss with anybody, why am I going to get upset with the person?
Okay.
I had plenty of women upset with me in my life, and it was,
But she's insinuating, Charrisse, that it was more than a kiss.
But that was after. Now, had she said to me, oh, yeah, by the way, Charrisse, I slept with your son, I might have reacted differently.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Do you even, how does that feel just hearing your son,
It's horrible. The thing is, Ashley and I are friends.
Yeah.
We're friends. So you're telling me for 2 years
you held
this
on?
happened. We've been hanging out. We've been celebrating birthdays. We've been celebrating everything in life. And for 2 years, you just thought, oh, let me just tell Charrisse this on national television.
On national TV. And this is the thing. Your son is in the audience, so I would like to talk to Jackson. Jackson. Welcome to the Sherry Show. I need to know, Jackson, what really happened with you and Ashley? Was it really just a kiss?
La 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 la.
Your mama gotta put her hands over her ears. Was it really just a kiss?
Well, Sherry, I don't kiss and tell.
Oh no! Well, look, do this. Blink your eyes for Auntie. What was it?
Well, I had just given her a ride home. My mom had a crab boil at the house for the cast. I'd given her a ride home, and I had to use the bathroom. So I guess as a thank you, she might have given me a kiss on the way out.
Okay, but after you used the bathroom and she gave you a kiss on the way out, because she insinuated more, was there more that happened after the kiss, Jackson?
I don't kiss and tell.
In the moment that I told Charrisse, I was ready to deal with it. If she was upset, I was going to apologize for not telling her. But then she said nothing. She laughed it off, but then goes and does a press tour and is saying all this stuff. Where was that energy when I was talking to you to your face?
Ashley has been lying for 10 years. So when she's saying this to me, I'm honestly waiting for the prank, or I did not believe her. And in my head, I'm thinking, I know she is not that desperate for a storyline, that she's bringing my son into this. For the record, my friends, none of them would ever do such a thing. The way that I grew up, when your friends' kids become your kids, you know what I'm saying? No matter what the age is, they become your kids. And so to be interested in your friend's kid that you now consider like a brother or nephew, it's ancestral to me. Part of me wants so bad to believe that this is just another stunt of hers and that it's not true. But, I was talking to Robin the other day and she said, well, don't be naive, Charrisse. Don't be naive, because
does Robin think it's true?
Well, yeah, of course she does. Probably talk to Jazelle. That's where Robin would know her information from.
If the roles were reversed, that if a man was friends with a guy and his daughter was 15 when he met her and then started kissing her at 25 and he's 35, a lot of people would not have this the same reaction they're having with Ashley and Jackson. Would you say that there is this double standard when it comes to that?
Absolutely. If a 30 or older, 10-year older guy came on to one of Jazelle's daughters, it wouldn't have happened. Even the standards are different for different people too. Like on the show, if someone would have made out with Jazelle's, one of her daughters, we probably wouldn't have heard about it because they wouldn't have wanted that trashiness on the show.
What did the other ladies think when they heard Ashley hooked up with Charisse's son?
I thought it was terrible. Jazelle says I shouldn't be trusted around husbands or children. And her bestie is out here kissing her friend's son. Really, Jazelle? ugh, I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit when Ashley admitted that. I would have taken that to my grave. Are the pickings so slim? You dating your friend's son? Whew, I'm glad I'm not single. The streets are rough.
I don't think that's right. Once I see you as a child, no matter how old you are, you'll always be that child to me. That's just how I look at it.
Did he make the first move?
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
Yes, I wouldn't do that.
And it was only a kiss?
I put a button on this with Charrisse as far as I'm concerned at the reunion. I said my piece. And so I'm not really going to be giving it any more energy. I would like to say, however, that I do like that she is on TV again and that she's doing interviews and people are saying her name. And so for that, she's welcome.
One of the biggest shockers this season was your confession about hooking up with Charrisse's son, Jackson Jordan. What made you want to tell Charrisse that in the moment?
It's been just kind of sitting on me for a while. It's been sitting on me for 2 years now.
Oh my.
And, you know, I wanted Charrisse back on the show.
Yeah.
I have. And I almost told her umpteen times, right? And I was going to take it to my grave and just be like, because Jackson was like, you know, I keep my love life private from my mom. And I was like, but that's also my friend, you know? Like, granted, she had given it her blessing and jokingly in the past. She did. She was like, can you be my daughter-in-law? She would actually ask that. And so I was like, hey, girl, like, this could be your chance. Get you back on the show.
I'm crying.
In the scene, I thought she was going to, like, throw champagne in my face, you know, flip the table, do a whole thing. Nothing of the sort.
Yeah. So do you still talk to him at all?
No, we don't speak. After Potomac and Ponies, he like wanted to hang out, but yeah, I put a stop to that. Can you imagine? Yeah, I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel bad about it, honestly, because if Charrisse genuinely feels the way she does, I am remorseful.
Yeah.
I don't like the way she's going about it. And that is where I'm losing respect for her. But if she's genuinely upset, I can acknowledge, like, I crossed a line and we can deal with it. But if you're going to keep defaming me and saying all this stuff and talking bad about my character, then we have another problem.
Were you surprised at how kind of like the audience reacted to all of it, how it just blew up?
Not really. I
You were
mean, it's
expecting-
salacious. Yeah. And I knew it was salacious.
Yeah.
I've been doing this show long enough to know when
what's gonna
something's-
hit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Charrisse was doing TV shows and podcast interviews, and yeah, I'm just happy that she's back in the fold.
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.